Hey, welcome to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch Welling. I'm so proud. We got a really great show for you.
What was that?
What's that?
You said something.
I said my name is Mitch Welling.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what you said after that.
I'm so proud. But we have...
What was that?
I said I'm 5'7" and proud.
Oh, it sounds like you're extremely insecure about it, actually.
How can I be when I just said that I was proud of it?
I just said I was proud.
Yeah. Are you not listening? No, I said I'm Mitch Welling and I'm 5'7" and proud.
It's just that you mumbled it is all.
I guess I mumbled it, but I guess I mumble it to myself in the mirror every morning.
Oh, an affirmation.
Yeah, I've been doing that for 2 weeks now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And?
What can I say? I'm proud. So, my name is Mitch Welling. I'm 5'7" and proud.
Okay.
It's going to be a great show for you guys. My co-host is here with me. I've demoted you.
Billy Blossom. Only 5 foot. So that's embarrassing.
I'm 5 foot and scared.
I'm 5 foot and anxious. That's true all the time.
Hey, welcome to All Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
I'm Billy. Hello.
And, when are we going to change the description on this to just advice podcast?
Today.
Okay.
Today we're going to change it.
That sounds good.
So when people are listening to this, if you're listening to it on Apple or on our website or something and the description is not updated, you can tell us off.
Right.
Yeah.
Not the description for the episode.
No.
The description for the podcast.
For the whole podcast.
In fact, the quickest way to read that description is go to allthespaceinbetween.com.
Yes.
Because you will update it while I'm editing the episode.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We've got 3 questions today, and we will get to them soon. But first, your family's gone.
Yeah.
They've left.
You have tears in your eyes.
I do miss them.
I know.
I've said that to you probably 11 times now.
You've said it quite a bit.
I moped around the house after they left. You're just like, what? And I was like, empty nest.
House too big.
House too big.
House too big without them here.
Heart too empty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was really nice having them.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Some highlights. Your little sister on the radio show.
She did great.
She did really awesome. And because of that, we have this new adorable sound clip of her saying, "You're listening to Flat Sound Radio," that I've been using in a soundboard. Mm-hmm. So that's good. We did some chanting.
We did. Yeah.
That was very, very nice for me.
You liked it?
Yeah, I loved it.
That's cute.
I'm a little bit bummed that we didn't do it more before they left.
We can do it more that they're gone.
With them?
We can do it at the same time as them.
That's kind of cool.
That we do.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a bit like the drinking segment, but not like awful.
Yeah. Not terrible. Not a game, first of all.
You can treat it like a game.
No, I don't want to treat chanting like a game.
Yeah, we can do it at the same time. And it's a cute little thing that we do sometimes.
Cool.
Yeah. After you were like, "Oh, I miss them," I texted my mom and I was like, "Mitch misses you," and she was like, "We cried in the car."
God.
Her and Clara just quietly crying in the car while your dad driving to the train station.
On the way to the train station, yeah. That's really sweet.
Poor things.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, they love you.
That makes me happy in my heart.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the shit and piss.
Oh, God.
Do we have any shit and piss questions today? I don't think we do.
No, I think it's a rare departure from being disgusting.
I think we gave some serious advice last time, and we might fuck around and do that again.
We might fucking do it again, but we'll see.
We didn't even discuss who's reading which questions.
We didn't. No. Let's
jump blindly into it.
Okay.
Where am I going? Chrome? Is it chrome.com?
Don't you have the Gmail app?
Do I?
I don't know.
I don't think I do.
Oh my God.
Let me check. God, I have to cut all this out. Or maybe I won't have to cut it out if it takes a little bit of I don't have the Gmail. Oh, I called it something else. Gmail. I don't have the app. So this is good.
Good.
All right.
Cool.
So actually, I'm just going to go to chrome.com.
Yeah. Okay.
That gave me a virus.
A good start.
Okay. Gmail.
.email.
Okay. Actually, no, this is... I typed gmail.email into my phone and it just fucking explodes in my hands. Just this loud pop. Oh! Okay, this is a good time to plug. If you would like to send us an email, our Gmail is allthespaceinbetween @gmail.com.
.com.
Yeah.
Not at gmail.email.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Those are dangerous.
Please keep the questions rolling in because we do enjoy reading them.
We read every single one of them.
We do.
We scroll. We scrub through them all.
Sometimes we scroll some away for later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And sometimes we never get to those because
we leave them too long.
All 3 of these are coming in
Just from this week.
Yeah, just from their recent emails.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah. So we get a nice timely advice for these people, hopefully. Yeah. Sometimes people ask us for advice that's something that's clearly over now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
But we're good and on time for this one.
Okay. So let's get into the first one. I'm just looking into our start questions now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I feel like I fucked this up. Okay, here we go. Are you getting into it or me?
Let me do it.
Okay, go for it.
Hello, Bilchel, the best combo. This podcast has really gotten me into what I would call a giggling pickle. Recently, I started a new job doing microscope work in a lab. My supervisor told me I can wear headphones and listen to podcasts or music or whatever, and so every Monday I listen to this stinky little podcast, and every Monday I cannot contain my laughter while listening. Sometimes I am fully bent over cracking up. Lots of people do not wear headphones and always look at me while I do this for a whole hour while attempting to do my work. My question is, do I tell these people what I'm listening to? What do they think I'm listening to? Should I plug your podcast to my middle-aged co-workers? Should I stop listening at work? Please tell me what I should do because you two are the cause of this person's name. P.S. Been a big fan of Flat Sound for at least 5 to 6 years, and when I saw this podcast, I got so excited, and now I'm a big fan of Billy Yip as well. Smiley face.
We're just yipping.
Yep. Keep putting good things into the universe.
All right, no advice, just a cool little PS at the end for us to feel big and strong and 5'8". And we'll go,
not 5'8".
What?
Have to stress that you're not 5'8".
Right, yeah. I'm 5. Well, I think I could be proud enough that it counts as 5'8".
The pride adds an inch.
If I'm proud, it'll add an inch.
You're standing up so tall that your spine extends a little bit. I'm up
so proudly that I extend an inch.
Yeah.
That counts.
Okay.
I love hearing from people that they think that the podcast is funny.
Yes.
And that they're actually laughing at it in their real lives.
Yes. It's especially at work, especially doing a serious job like this. You do microscope shit
in a lab,
in a science environment, and our voices I feel like our voices shouldn't be allowed into that environment.
Right. I feel like I'm going to taint the lab.
Right? Yeah, I'm going to mess up an experiment somehow.
It's funny that they're... Because I imagine them in like this like really sterile environment.
Yeah.
In a kind of a white coat.
Yes, definitely.
And they're just messing with microscopes and stuff. And I'm like, 18th century cum is way worse, I think. I think it's
you
just
did say that.
Nastier.
Full of ale.
Yeah, it's just probably taste horrible.
I love the idea of this person just like cracking up over our podcast and accidentally adding like whatever it was that made the Powerpuff Girls good.
It was Chemical X, you dummy.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Said, whoops.
I swear to God, if you really didn't know that.
I have to go through the song in my head.
It was Sugar, Spice, and Everything Nice.
Yeah.
But then he accidentally added this. He had this like broomstick. He accidentally broke the beaker and it was a bunch of Chemical X.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we got them. And that's what she's making in the lab now, I think.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, it's like us, but we have like big hair and cute dresses.
Do you remember the episode of Powerpuff? Were you ever into the Powerpuff Girls?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the episode with the Rowdy Rough Boys?
Yes.
Pretty good episode.
Yeah, really good one.
Nothing to say about it. Just wanted to see if you recall.
Do you remember the one where there was like a 4th Powerpuff Girl that was like really big?
Oh, yeah. It was like
large and scary.
Like a mutant almost.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like tried to make a sister or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one where it was like a really early episode, possibly one of the first episodes where some villain was turning everything into meat?
No.
Okay, well that's a good one. That's a really good one. So some sort of a villain amongst Townsville was... We both know a lot about this show, surprisingly. We don't ever talk about this, but... someone was kind of running amok amongst Townsville, and I don't believe that it was Mojo Jojo. It was somebody else. Mm-hmm. And they had this like machine that like it was just like this laser gun that turned everything into meat. And if you can imagine Bubbles' hair You know how she has like the pigtails?
Yes.
He kind of zapped it at like the corner of her head, and it turned just that into a turkey leg.
Oh my God.
And as a child, I was like, I really want to eat that.
I can't. That would be the best tasting turkey leg.
I just imagined
it.
it.
Would taste like bubble gum, I think.
I imagined it tasting like meat. But I just really wanted to eat particularly turkey. That turkey leg that was her hair.
That was growing out of Bubbles' head.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite?
I mean, it has to be a toss-up between...
I mean, they're all good.
Bubbles and Buttercup, right? It's not a Blossom, right? Oh, wait, no, Blossom was your favorite, wasn't it?
Everyone assumed the Blossom was my favorite because of the name.
Oh, right, duh.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
You share a name.
And I did like her a lot because I was also like a little bookworm and a little insufferable know-it-all.
But you emit, you seeping through your pores, there's Buttercup energy.
There is Buttercup energy, and she was my actual favorite. Yes.
You're wearing green right now.
I know.
You're fucking wearing green right now.
Green and black. Yeah.
That's just
they're my colors.
Of course.
Anyway, we got wildly off topic there. But anyway, yes, you should definitely plug our podcast to anyone and anyone, especially scientists, I think. Yeah.
I think they can come up with an equation to make us better. Or to give our numbers a boost.
Can they fix Mitch's stomach?
Do you think you can come up with an equation that'll make it so that I can eat pizza again? Maybe a little... You
Science side of
stuff.
Tumblr, please help.
Please help me. I have a gluten intolerance.
This person works at the science side of Tumblr.
That would be... Wait, do they? In the email, does it say that?
No.
Do they not? Okay. Well, then don't fucking say that.
Department.
Then don't tell me that.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah. Now I feel like an idiot.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Switched over to... I know how long we've been broadcasting, so we don't go over.
Good.
Yeah, we're
Not broadcasting.
What, did I say that?
Podcasting.
Recording.
We're getting mixed up between our casts. Yeah.
We're 68 minutes deep.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm looking at it now. We talked about Powerpuff Girls a lot.
For a long fucking time.
Shit.
You want to watch some later?
I think we should watch some now. I
kind of want to watch some later.
All right, thank you everyone for listening to All the Space Between.
Bye.
Are we getting into our next question? Because now we have some actual advice.
Yes. Do you want to read the next one?
Yeah, which one are we doing? Just the next one on the thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Greetings, Mr. Welling and Miss Blossom. My pickle doesn't revolve around bodily liquids, but I figured I'd still write you. So, I recently begun writing songs and poetry, and I wish to make a living off of it one day. However, despite being in my late teens, 18, I feel too old for that. Because pretty much every artist I like has started in their preteens/early teens, so at my age, they were pretty much established musicians already. Jesus.
They're friends with Justin Bieber.
I know, really. They're personal friends with the Biebs. While I'm just barely making my first futile baby steps, this gap of 5 to 6 years feels pretty much unreachable and demotivating. However, this goes slightly beyond that. I feel like I pretty much wasted my early teens. I wasn't a part of a cool subculture, I didn't have a significant other, and I just pretty much went to school and spent all my spare time in front of a computer. I'm a filthy little gamer boy. How do I stop feeling old as a teen? Love always, this person's name.
I'd like to point out that they actually signed the email. First name, Visper. Second name, Son's name.
Son's name,
Son's name.
And when I originally read the email like 20 minutes ago, I saw it and I just skipped past their name because I thought it was just a name. I actually did think it was just a name that I didn't recognize. Name. Yeah. And then you pointed it out to me. You're like, "Oh, that's cute." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize that. This person's name." I'm so dumb.
Clever.
So
I like
stupid.
it. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you're not anywhere close to old.
You're a baby.
You are in your infancy.
You're a tiny little baby.
Come on, man. Like at 18. Mm-hmm. At the age of 18, yes, I was already putting my music out there. Let's see, this was 2008, but I had like not yet released my first fucking album yet. Mm-hmm. I was just on MySpace and like just about to join Tumblr. I hadn't even started Tumblr. at that point. And that's like long, like I even like built up a big name on there and then watched it crumble.
Yeah.
Not my name, but the website. Yeah.
Watch my empire crumble.
No, you're in your infancy currently. You're in your late teens, sure, but like your life hasn't fucking started yet.
No.
It's about to, and that's really exciting. Even in my early 20s, I was still just like walking around not knowing what the fuck I was doing.
I'm still half doing that.
You have time. You have tons of time.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I always thought that 18 was kind of still the... I feel like a lot of people, like in the UK, 18 is when you usually go to university. And a lot of people don't even know what they're doing there. They go to university only so they can get a business degree so that they have an excuse to go to freshers parties for 2 years.
Right.
And come out of it and then go into some other completely unrelated field.
Yeah.
Most people don't know what they're doing from the ages of 18 to 21 still. They're pretending they do, but they don't.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like at 18, people are like in the beginning stages of college.
Yeah.
They're just starting something new. You know, they're just starting their maybe careers. They're just looking into what they might want to do.
What they might perhaps be interested in.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it doesn't stick.
I think it's great that you know at this age, I want to pursue music. Or I want to do this. You know, like you should start pursuing it. When I come across somebody and I talk to them and they're, I'm a musician and they're blah, 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 whatever. And they're like, I'm 18. I'm like, oh my God, what a baby.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't started yet. Yeah, there are some prodigies out there who are just in their preteens and starting and whatever. But I mean, you don't want to be good in your preteens. That's weird.
Yeah.
It seems strange. You know, you're not there yet.
It has a bit of like momager kind of energy to it, right? Yeah. It doesn't feel entirely natural.
No.
In a way. I don't know. I think if there's a time of your life to waste, it's the early teens.
Yes.
For sure it's the early to mid-teens to waste that time. Yeah. I don't know. Because at the end of this question, they say they feel like they wasted it because they weren't part of a cool subculture and didn't have a significant other and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah. All of that stuff can start years from now.
Yeah.
And you still wouldn't be, that's not a waste of time.
No.
But I look at a waste of time to be a little bit different because as some of the listeners may know, I fell very deep into my agoraphobia. I was a unique and very, what's the word I'm looking for? I was just a really bad case of it. I was what the fuck is the word I'm looking for?
Severe.
I was a severe case of it. Thank you. So for 10 years, I didn't leave the town that I was in. And for 8 of those years, I didn't leave around my property at all. I didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. And for the first half of that 10 years, I mean, are you kidding me? It kept me up every single night. I thought, I'm wasting my life. I am wasting my fucking life. But even then, even when I was doing that, very secluded lifestyle, I'd go months without seeing a single person. I was still accomplishing things. I was still chasing a dream. I was still doing something, and it ended up kind of working for me, and that's great. But you can still pursue these things and kind of rest assured that you're not actually wasting any time. Because if I can get out of that 10-year slump and walk away from it and confidently say, I didn't waste a minute. Because I did something with that time. I eventually did something with that time. And even if I hadn't, who's to say?
Yeah.
You know, that you actually wasted that time. If me, as a person who struggled with very severe agoraphobia, can get through that and say, I didn't waste a single fucking minute of that time, I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think that you're okay. And I genuinely think you can get past this. Your teens, they came and they went, and it's fine. Some people have really good experiences. Some people have really bad experiences. You had it sounds like you had a really bland experience. Fine. You can do the stuff you wanted to do right now. You can have a significant other. You can be social. You can be a part of a cool subculture. You can not do those things and find happiness not having those things.
Yeah. That's also totally fine. I agree. I don't think it's time wasted. If at this point, you know, you're only 18 and you kind of know the direction that you want to go in, you kind of God, my throat. you kind of feel like you know who you are as a person, then that's very cool. That's a good starting point, I would say. Yeah. I would also say the best time to start doing things is now. Yeah, always, no matter what age you are at.
Right.
Because the worst thing would to be like to feel that you wasted. I don't think you did waste them, but for you to feel like you wasted your early teens, and then because of that feeling, also waste your late teens. You know,
Right.
like if you don't like the fact that you didn't start earlier, then don't let that be a reoccurring thing when you're 20. You're like, oh fuck, I should have started when I was 18.
Right.
You know, it's always good to get a leg up when you have the motivation to do it. So now is great.
And as far as the being an artist and stuff goes, I mean, I really can't stress enough. You are in your infancy now. You are. I have many friends who are my age. So I'm in my late 20s, and they're just starting to put out stuff now. And even that is totally fucking normal in the realm of people being artists. Not everybody starts super young. I started super young. I consider myself starting super, super young. And because I started Flat Sound, I started the MySpace page when I was like 16 years old, you know? And I was putting up little songs that I wrote and it was such a slow build. But even at 18, I might as well have started then because I wasn't doing shit, those 2 years prior. I was just creating stuff, and I was, I didn't start living off my stuff till years after, and there are many shortcuts you can take. I did it the super slow way, and I was bitten hard with the agoraphobia bug, I was held back a lot, and there were times there where I would look at my career or the career that I wanted, or I was thinking that I wasn't progressing fast enough, or I was getting too old. And what really helped me personally, and I know that I've told this to a handful of people. Have I said it on the podcast? I know I've said it on the on broadcasts and stuff quite a bit. But there was a point after I had moved here, maybe just before that I did a couple years ago, where I was like, "Fuck, man! I'm past my mid-20s now. I'm getting into my late 20s. Fuck, 30's right around the corner. Fuck, I'm wasting my whole life. Fuck!" And I'm just like, I wanted to be doing more, and I wanted this, and I wanted that, and fucking whatever, Or maybe I've already written my best songs, like in there. Fuck, I want to do more, but I feel like I'm getting fucking old, and I blah blah blah. And I was listening to some music while I was taking a shower, and I started noticing I got back into music that I was listening to in like fucking middle school too. When I was a straight up child.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to those songs again. I'm listening to old like Juggalo artists, and I'm listening to Third Eye Blind, and I'm listening to shit like that. And I start realizing, wow, you know what? I listened to the Green Album by Twisted when I was in fucking 7th grade. And that's like so long ago. And they were in their late 20s when they wrote the damn album. And they released fucking Man's Myth and Mutant after that. And they released this album after that. And they're just about to come out with this album. And they're on tour. And they're killing it. And that was so long ago. And I consider that an early album by then. And they were older than I am now when they wrote it.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, my career's just starting right now. And then I was listening to Third Eye Blind. And I was like, the lead singer to Third Eye fucking Blind was like, he was 30 years old when they released their debut album with all those hit songs on it, with Jumper and Semi-Charmed. He was 30. It was their debut.
Their first one, yeah.
And they just released fucking Dopamine in like 2015. I still consider that their like new album. And it banged. And they were touring for it and shit. And he's like way fucking old. And that was in the 90s. I was a kid when they did that, So... I mean, it starts whenever you want it to, but 18, you're at the beginning of it.
Yeah, you're a fresh little pea pod. Yeah, you're not even fallen from the stalk yet.
Nope.
No.
You still got. Also, there's nothing wrong with being a little gamer boy. I think that's a cool way to spend your teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably into like mechanical keyboards. I had to wait till I was in my late 20s to get into mechanical keyboards. You probably got a sick monitor.
You got a head start on Mitch.
You probably got a cool refresh rate.
What's your ping? What's your ping like?
I bet it's fast as fuck.
Hate that I know these terms now.
Yeah, I think you're doing great. And if you do want to pursue art, you have time. Don't let other people
plenty of time
make you think that, like, because we're seeing these like pop artists blow up at fucking 16 right now, or like these super super famous fucking rappers with all these face tats, and then you learn they're like 18 and a half, and you're like, oh my God, I thought they were 30.
Yeah.
Don't make that think that it's too late for you.
Yeah.
Or don't let that make you think that it's too late for you.
No.
Because it's not. It's not even close.
No, definitely not. Also, I feel like a lot of people that I know personally who started like early, like 13 or something, they're kind of over it by the time they're 20.
Oh, totally.
And then they just go and do something regular. Like, they still like have those talents and stuff, but yeah, they're kind of not playing shows anymore. They're they're over it. So, there are pros and cons to doing it at any age, but you're fine.
I think you're fine.
You're totally fine. Good. Anyway, that was some serious advice from us. So I hope you take it to heart.
Okay. Little clown nose honk right here. And nothing else, because I don't want to do any more editing.
We're only doing the clown honk this episode.
Yeah, I wanted to level it out there. But I think we're about to give some more serious advice here.
We might do.
Oh
we
my
might end
God,
up doing that
go.
again. I know. Can I have some water?
Yeah, of course you can. To fix your wretched little voice.
I'm so froggy.
That whole segment was just
I know.
tainted.
Do I sound hot?
I wish. No, you really just do sound like you have a frog in your throat. So please take the water. Take a few sips. Okay, I'm looking at how much you're backwashing right now, and it's just unbelievable into my bottle. It's insane.
I'm sorry.
It's like you don't even close your lips when you go. Like you just let it hit the back of your throat, and then it comes back down. You have to close your lips after you're done drinking.
Didn't you tell me that Jordan does the same thing?
Yeah, Jordan puts his whole fucking lips on the bottle, and then he'll just swig, and then he'll just put it back.
Yeah, then he'll dribble a bit into it.
Yeah, you are like him a lot.
All right, our third question. The subject is My Pickle, a short film. Hey, dudes.
That's actually kind of funny. I never realized how funny that was.
My Pickle.
Yeah, My Pickle, a short film.
I'd watch that at some small film festival.
Like a little art venue, a little film fest. A little foreign film that has subtitles on it called My Little Pickle, the shortest film.
A little 2-second film. A GIF, really.
A looping GIF. Okay,
it goes, hey dudes, never actually called anyone a dude before, but it just felt right, so let's go with it. My predicament. I work in a very boring office job where I just process paperwork all day. Literally my worst nightmare since childhood, but what can you do? I used to make kind of silly short films with my friends when I was in high school. We even won quite a few awards in the school film festival and at the city's bigger library film festival. Don't get me wrong, they were very badly made. Just absolute chaos and silliness. However, it was the most fun I've ever had. Then I went to college, blah blah, couldn't do a film major because family stuff, blah blah, gave up on film for 4 years. I recently reconnected with my filmmaking friends now that we've all graduated from college, and we started a new film. It's a very silly concept, but we're using actual quality sound equipment and a good camera, so I think it'll be genuinely entertaining and maybe not complete crap. I'm beyond happy about that because making films is quite honestly the only thing that has ever interested me and the only thing that I can see myself doing as a quote career for the rest of my life. I could talk about that for an hour, but I'll spare you. So, my pickle. My family is, not necessarily unsupportive in the sense that they openly discourage me from making films, but they don't care at all. All the other parents of the people involved in the film come to set often and they help us with locations and actors. My friends are always saying how their parents help them and talk them through film issues and give advice on ideas when they're feeling stressed. One mum even does the slate for us most days, and one dad was even one of our important actors. My parents clearly think that it's all silly. They know almost nothing about the film because they don't care to ask and look very disinterested when I talk about it. They're the reason that I gave up on film 2 separate times in my life. I don't want to give up again, but it's so hard when your family shows zero interest in the thing that you care for the most. Should I stop letting this get to me? If so, how do I even do that? If you guys have ever had to deal with anything like this, I would love to hear more about it to sort of hopefully validate my feelings of inadequacy and maybe help me out. But no pressure, thanks for even reading this novel. God, I'm so sorry. Why do I write so much? I'm a grade A fool. Thanks again, you are the best and I love everything you do. The aforementioned grade A fool.
Good question.
Yeah.
Very good question. So the Cliff Notes version of it, they were very interested in film.
Yeah.
Made some silly films when they were younger. Won actually a few little local things. Then stopped doing film because their family was like, "Hey, that's dumb."
Yeah.
And then they went to college, finished college, got back into film. Everybody's family is very supportive except for theirs,
Yes.
and they're just kind of like, nah, they wish they had the support of their family.
Yeah.
I will start off by saying, I think this is actually going to work in your favor.
That's my thinking too.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think this is actually going to work in your favor because, first of all, it's kind of weird that you're all out of college. You all finished college already, and
I think so. That's what I'm reading it as.
and
yeah.
the parents are like this much a part of the projects and stuff. You have like the mom hitting the little slate, and the dad's acting, and everyone's there during all the shootings and stuff. Separate your parents from the project a little more, probably.
Yeah.
I think
mean,
they shouldn't be too much involved.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Unless you're aiming for the parent audience for your film.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I don't know, maybe the parents are like super cool and you get along with them and they're like younger and they're slick, but yeah, I think to give yourself a little independence is cool. Now, the way that they describe that their folks are like not exactly discouraging in the sense that they're not exactly unsupportive in the sense that they're straight up discouraging them from doing it.
Yeah.
Or saying that they can't. But they're just kind of uncaring.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're even a little mean sometimes, you know?
Yeah. They just think it's like frivolous and they're not really interested at all.
Yeah, here's my hot take. That's the perfect parent for art. That's the perfect parent for art. Because
You've said this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've said this before a lot. My dad was perfect when it came to the early stages of Flat Sound, because when I showed interest in wanting to like write songs and record them and stuff, he like supported me enough to like not even really encourage me to do it, but he like gave me the tools I needed, you know, like a cheap little Fostex recorder and things like that, and like a mixer and like little things like that when I was like 16 years old. But he was not like a little, what's that term you used before?
Momager.
A momager, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a mom manager?
Yeah.
Like the dance moms and stuff? Okay, yeah. So he wasn't like that. And I had many friends who were also young and writing songs and stuff who did have parents like that who would like set them up with shows and to like introduce them to people who had studios. And these are just like older people that are interacting with older people who are using you essentially as like a tool or to be an extension of their interest in the art that you should be creating. So without any sort of exception, every single one of these friends that I had made like boring music that was way too mature for them. And they even went to like Nashville to record these albums. And then they came back with kind of country sounding, really mature, kind of Southern drawl songs that wasn't even a part of the genre that they like because they were into emo shit. I know what they were into. And that's what you get when you get your parents almost too involved with your stuff at a young age.
Right, yeah.
I think it's perfect for a parent to not say that you can't do it, but also kind of fucking clown on you for doing it a little bit, you know? You don't want your parents to fully be like, yeah, I understand what you're doing and I get it, and be like, because then you might be making art for your parents' demographic. I don't think that's what you want.
Yeah. I have a similar thing with my mom's like very supportive of all of my art generally, but a lot of my art is nude. Some of it is quite not suitable for some audiences to look at. It's a little bit graphic. And she will just get screamed out by it. And she's like, I really don't want to kind of look at that too much. You know?
Right.
And that's perfect. It's preferred, actually.
Right.
That's fine, because I don't want to have her look at my photos and then her to be like, oof, maybe you should tone it down a bit, and then me tone it down a bit.
Right.
For who? For, you know, why? I shouldn't have to want to do that, you know? Because that's not the audience that I'm looking to connect with.
Exactly.
Specifically.
Exactly.
I love that she likes a lot of my other work, but some of it she's just like doesn't really want to see. And that's totally fine, because I don't want her to see it and then her be uncomfortable, not really like it, and then and then me feel like I have to kind of make it to please her. That would be weird. That wouldn't be...
It is weird.
Yeah, that wouldn't be appropriate, I don't think. I think that you should be able to make art for yourself. Yeah.
And
sometimes stuff like that can get in the way.
If they show a lack of interest, I think that's sort of like... I just think that throughout history, your parents aren't supposed to fully get it, you know? It's just a different generation.
You are a different generation.
Yeah.
You got different interests. Yeah.
And it's cool that you have friends that can talk to their parents and they're there and she's hitting the slate every day and they're all a part of it and it's like this big group project and stuff. But I think it's a little cooler that you don't.
Yeah.
I think it's going to possibly make you a better artist.
Yeah, that you're just independent and you're doing it anyway.
Right.
That's cool. Yeah. I mean... Sorry, go on. When I was
like 16, 17, 18, going into my 20s and stuff, I would, the perfect mix is like I'd be recording in the garage to my dad's old house. And I'd be recording and I'd be doing vocal takes to some old Flat Sound song, and it's just like the background vocals and I'm just doing those soloed. And he can hear me doing it from like the next room or something, because it's like attached through the kitchen. He's in the kitchen at the time. And then I walk back in and he just can't help himself from being like, Mitch, maybe you should like, let other people sing your songs, wouldn't that? And I was like, go away, And it's like, stuff like that sucked, but it wouldn't suck as much as like him being like, no, we'll work on this together and I'm going to get you a vocal coach and then we'll switch up the genre a bit and then maybe you can do this to fit what he perceives as good art, or to be too involved in it, I think would be bad. And that stuff like never really goes away. My brother and I were like fixing up my dad's room the other day and we were setting up his sound system and we plugged in a CD player and there was a Flat Sound CD and it was I Clung to You. And we were testing the speakers and I was like, I don't want to play I Clung to You. And my brother was like, no, just let it play, because we had to test if the speakers worked. They were these really old speakers. Yeah, we need
sound coming out of it to test if the things are connecting.
And my dad walks into the room and he keeps making little comments like, oh, it's only playing out of one side. And I'm like, oh, I know, we're trying to fix that right now. And he just goes, well, that's why it sounds like shit. And my brother and I are like trying not to laughing, like, God, Dad, Jesus Christ. Dude.
Oh
like,
my God.
The fucking... God, just don't say anything.
You be like, oh, I understand. That's why it sounds like fucking shit.
That's why it sounds like shit. And I'm just like,
it's gonna sound the same once the other speaker is connected, unfortunately.
As if he's gonna hear it with panning and it's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
He's gonna hear it, me pan something slightly to the left and he's gonna, what a gorgeous song from 2010.
No, still gonna hate it.
Yeah. And he just continually made comments like that. Yeah. And that's I almost love that because it's kind of funny, but it also doesn't like, it encourages me enough to like keep doing it and keep making art, but it doesn't deter me. And I think it like hurts just enough for me to like laugh at and remind me who I'm making music for. You know?
Yeah. And it's not him.
It's not that. It's not his age range. It's not his demographic and stuff like that. He's super proud of Flat Sound through the success. Obviously, I had to get there before but and maybe your folks will be the same way. Maybe you'll surprise them. And they'll say, hey, I didn't really see the value in all this film shit you were doing, but look at you. You got, like you actually have a career out of it. I think that's the coolest drive that you should take from this is the coolest drive. The most amount of like encouragement that you should take from this is to say, you know what, I'm gonna be great at this despite that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good advice. Yeah, like I don't know, maybe your folks are just like not super arty people, not super, I don't know, comedy people or whatever, and they're just very straight cut and stuff. And it's totally fine that, because if you're making arty, funny little films, then you don't want to be appealing to people who aren't into arty, funny little films.
Right.
So that's okay. Yeah. But at some point, I think you'll probably do good and they'll be like, hey, what do you know? They did good.
They actually did okay. I don't get it, but some people do, and this is good, I guess. And I'm proud of my child.
Yeah.
Or maybe you won't. Who cares? Don't live to please your parents. You know.
Yeah.
They'll either support what you do or they won't, but they won't ever fully get it.
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. That's totally okay and normal.
Yeah. I think it's a very common, not necessarily parent, but family, definitely parent for a lot of people thing, where they'll try and kind of I think you'll know what I mean by this, try and guide you towards doing the more commercially successful version of what you're doing. So even if you're doing an artistic thing, like me doing my analog nude portraits of people are like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you shot weddings?
Right.
Because then you're still doing that, but I wouldn't be embarrassed about it, kind of thing.
I can show people.
Yeah. I'm sure you've had a similar... Your dad likes to tell you that you should write political songs, right?
Yeah. He's like, then you'll really be changing something. Oh, thanks, Dad. It's the hundreds of people with my lyrics tattooed onto them. Yeah, they're just passively doing that. I'm not changing their lives.
Yeah.
It's not paying the rent here or anything, you know? My God.
Yeah, I think that's a common kind of thing for family members to evoke. They're just like, haha, that's good, but what if you did it normally?
Yeah.
It's like, nah, don't do it normally.
Parents are good at negging.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, a good backhanded compliment.
Yeah. They really are good at negging.
Yeah.
It's a great song, but like if you sold it and someone else sang it,
it'd be way better.
Then it'd be maybe palatable, you know? Yeah, they're really good at negging. But that's fun. That's just the funny thing about parents. You have to learn to laugh it off and say, yo, they don't get it. That's why they don't care. It's because it's not for them. You're not making art for your parents, and that's totally fine. It's great that your friends do have that, and you could probably find your own support system within that friend group. And say, when I'm stressed, I want to talk to them about it. Maybe you'll get to know their parents so much you get to talk to their parents about it,
Oh, yeah. That's kind of cool when that happens. Yeah.
But, they don't have to get it.
Nah.
They probably won't get it.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's good, actually.
Yeah, it's actually
we think
good.
it might be good.
I think it's good.
So we've turned your pickle into a delicious cucumber.
In the same way that I can take a raisin,
turn it into a sour little grape,
a little plump little grape, a rehydrated. It's still a little wrinkly, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll admit it. And it still tastes like a raisin.
But now it's wet.
But now I've put it in my mouth. It's funny, the idea that, so imagine I'm like late at night munching on raisins, the best snack.
Okay. Nature's candy.
Nature's candy, yeah.
All right.
If it wasn't nature's candy, why is it sweet like candy? Raisins are so good. So
you keep telling me that.
And you don't agree?
They're fine.
They're really good. Raisins are really good. And if you eat too much of them, if I eat too much of them, whew.
I know how you get.
Too much raisin energy is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
I start buzzing on raisin energy.
Horny.
No.
Is what you get.
It's not horny. It's actually hangry.
Hangry.
Horny and angry. No, I'll get raisin energy and it'll make me a little anxious. And sometimes I've tweeted about having raisin energy before.
I know you have.
Yeah, and it's a real thing. Sometimes I just eat too many of them and I just start woof.
Me? Potato energy.
That's the slowest energy.
It's a slow release. Admittedly, straight after you eat the potato, there's somewhat of a slump.
Yeah.
But then 2 to 3 hours after that, I'm ready to go.
And how do you feel today?
Tired.
Yeah, you've been telling me that all day.
Haven't had my potato yet.
But when you have your potato, I know you're gonna want to nap. You're gonna eat
what
a whole
I have
big
for breakfast? I had a burrito.
You ate a burrito.
I had an Amy's burrito.
Any Amy's burrito energy in you?
Nah, not really.
And then you had a Hanson's soda.
That's where all my energy's coming from. The pure cane sugar. Yeah.
That's stupid. I was saying though, imagine I'm laying back, I'm kicking back, and I'm eating some raisins. I fall asleep at night. Despite all the raisin energy, I managed to fall asleep at night. I leave a raisin in my mouth fully intact. Am I waking up with a grape in my mouth? Am I waking up with a fresh little grape in my mouth?
A little red grape. Beautiful.
Perhaps.
How come you never get seeds in raisins if they're a dried grape?
They probably... Fuck. I don't know.
Turns out we don't know what raisins are.
Raisins aren't grapes at all.
Fuck.
Raisins are grown like that. That's stupid. But seedless grapes, easy.
Okay.
They use seedless grapes.
All right. Fine.
Imagine you have a raisin and it's all seed.
You bite into it and it's crunchy.
Because it's just wrapped around the seeds, basically. It's mostly seeds
Just a
at that
little
point.
seed holder.
Yeah, a little seed purse. Time is up. We got to go.
We have to leave.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch.
I've been Billy Blossom.
You think I should start saying that? I have been Mitch.
I've continued to be, but I have been also.
I don't like the I've been Mitch. It's like I just put on the Mitch mask and I'm about to take it off. No, what you see is what you get.
Well, what they hear.
What they hear is what they get.
Yeah.
And that's Mitch 24/7. If you would like to send us an email for us to respond to your filthy, dirty, and dare I say little pickles, you can send that email to
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com. And you can listen to every episode that we've ever done, including links to all the other platforms and get our social links and that email that I just said if you go to our website, which is
allthespaceinbetween.com. And by the time you're hearing this, you should be reading our brand new about. That will finally say that it's an advice podcast.
Yeah.
Will
we'll
we?
finally admit that it's a disgusting little show.
Ah, man, that sucks. I wanted to avoid the advice podcast because there's so many of them. But
we maybe won't phrase it as advice podcast, but we have to include that we
give
questions
advice,
and stuff.
Maybe
Yeah,
there's questions and stuff because that's like the most of the show.
it is.
It's all of the
This
show.
is what we
actually.
like
It's
doing
the intro.
now.
It's the questions. It's the outro. That's it. That's all we do at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll do that. And also, thank you to the people who have been subscribing on
Yes.
YouTube and leaving comments on that channel and doing things like that. And a big old thank you to the people who have been rating and reviewing this podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Thank you.
We're also on Spotify.
Yes.
And just everywhere else you can find a podcast. So please continue listening. We will be back next week with a whole other episode. What episode is this? 29?
Maybe.
I'm 20. Oh, wait, no, it's 28. Is it 28?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what episode this is.
don't
Enjoy
know
whatever
where we
episode
are.
this was. We will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.